Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Sherry Jibb. Thank you so much for joining me. For today, I wanted to talk about yoga for constipation. Now, I use yoga a lot. This is something that is just an absolute moving target for me and has been for a long time. And I got to thinking, I'm not alone on this. And wouldn't it be great if we had a little yoga practice that we could do to really help stimulate evacuation? There's nothing worse than being constipated. And for me now, at this stage of my life, I find that it is mainly brought on by stress. So when I get stressed, everything just locks up. Also, traveling, not being home, that's so common for so many people. Medication can cause this, and IBS disease. Now, lots of different things can cause constipation, and if it's something that you struggle with, and it's really nice to be able to find some natural relief. Okay, so as part of this, for stress for me, part of this is really about regulating my nervous system and just helping me calm down and engage my parasympathetic nervous system. So we call that nervous system the digest relax nervous system. Okay, and it's called that for a reason. And so you might notice when you're doing breath work or you're doing a yoga practice. um, I find this especially in yin and restorative, that your belly starts to do all kinds of gurgling. That's a really great sign. Okay, digestion is happening there. And so that's very, very helpful if you find that stress is a big trigger for constipation. So I want to go over just a few poses that you can do, but I really want to stress, taking the time to connect with your breath. When I work with students and I work with clients, every day I want them to spend some time working on some breath work and calming their nervous system. Not only does this affect our mind, but it affects our digestion, it affects our bowels, right? Everything is connected. And so, taking that time at the end of the day for you to just calm down and relax, I just really can't stress that enough. Okay, so let's get going. And the props that you'll need is a strap, and you could use the tie off your bathrobe, whatever you have. A blanket for some of you. Some of you will like that, some of you won't. So coming down onto the mat now, I want to come into just a small cobra. And the idea of that is to get some length in through the abdomen, through the trunk of the body. And sometimes you might find that you're really tender. Say there's a few days in there and you're quite tender. So you might want a blanket underneath. Okay. Again, you choose what feels good for you. So just taking your arms forward. I always like to start in Sphinx here. And I know that some of you can push right up into Cobra, but it's the journey of coming into the pose as your body takes the shape. So I want to take a nice deep breath in here and exhale. And then just lift the head a little bit. And for some of you, your elbows might be right out. But I want you to notice what's happening in your abdomen here. I like to think about my bottom 6 ribs getting really heavy. And you stay strong through the legs without clenching your butt. And just breathing here. I like to lightly close my eyes. No squinting, just relaxed through the face. And as we let those bottom 6 ribs get a little heavier, maybe we can feel that lengthening through the abdomen. I feel tight resistance. But just notice what's showing up for you. Remember, the blanket is totally optional. And then slowly bring yourself down. And can we take one palm on top of the other? Put the forehead on the palm and just let the hips go side to side a little bit. In energy medicine yoga, this is called a triple warmer rock. And it just helps to calm the nervous system. So just some nice gentle rocking. And last 2. And then bending your knees. So some of you will like a strap over your foot for a single leg bow pose. And some of you will actually grab your foot, okay? So you just bring the arms forward, reach the knee towards the wall behind you. And again, there's some lengthening in through the front of the hip. Bring your breath into your diaphragm. So you've got that lateral rib cage breathing, which is going to work the diaphragm, and it will move up and down. One more breath. I'm doing 5 breaths on each of these poses. You just switch feet with your strap or your hand. And you can stay as long as you want, right? As you're really taking that journey into your own body. And then slowly release, removing your strap. Rolling it over now onto your back and coming into a lying twist pose here. So the foot comes on the inside. You can remove this blanket, of course, and just bringing it across. And lots of deep breathing here. Last breath. And then slowly release. Now take the same knee into the chest. You can bend that other leg if you wish. Just drawing it in. And then drawing the other knee into the chest. Let's just do some nice, gentle, low back circles here. And going the other way. And let that other leg come along as we come into lying twist pose on the other side. Again, we're really focusing on that breath. And then slowly unwind. Bring both knees into the chest now. You can bring your hands around the backs of your thighs for happy baby. You could take your feet and strap them. And you'll notice now that your low back is pressing into the mat and the bottom of the pelvis is reaching up towards the wall in front of you. You could also grab your feet, just depends on you. Now breathing here.
You're going to feel that little bit of pressure on the inhale in the bottom of the pelvis as we connect into the rhythm of the pelvic floor. Try to let go of tension on your exhale. And one more breath. Then slowly let the knees come down and just take them side to side. And one more of each. Now just let yourself relax here. Let your knees open up. And just take your hands just onto your belly here. And focus on your breath. Let go of tension in around the eyes, the jaw, the shoulders, the neck. Let the shoulders sink. Could even do some light massage in here if that felt good for you. I will often do that. And one more breath. And then slowly bring your knees together. Another option is legs up the wall. Okay, I really find legs up the wall helpful when I'm constipated. Not everybody does, but for me, it works really well. And sometimes I'll lie there with my legs up the wall for 15 or 20 minutes. So, you have to get to know your own body and what it feels like. We know that feeling when we feel constipated, but honestly, when we get our breath moving and when we get into the poses, what does constipation feel like for us? Okay, for me, it's always a pain on the right side, just inside my right hip bone. All right, it makes total sense for me. I had endometriosis. I've been cauterized there at least 3 times. Okay, so there's scar tissue in there. So I'll often get in there and massage, right? I know that about my body. So again, it's always a journey, but there are ways that you can help yourself. And I hope you find this yoga for constipation short practice really helpful. I'd love to hear about it. And if you feel like joining us in the Healing Place Community Studio, which is all virtual, right, we're working on this kind of stuff all the time and just really helping ourselves feel great. All right? Take care of you. And I will see you next Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday. We've got some great stuff coming in June, so I look forward to seeing you.